Visual cues allow us to judge distance and depth in our visual environment. And let me explain. Our ability to infer depth is derived from one of two ways, via binocular or monocular cues. Binocular cues are those requiring input from two eyes. Judging depth or distance is easily and best achieved using two eyes and triangulation. However, we may use interesting visual techniques to judge distance with just one eye. Binocular disparity. Binocular disparity occurs due to the sight distance between our two eyes, each receiving a slightly different image. Our brain integrates both images, allowing us to perceive depth and distance. Monocular cues, those requiring input from one eye. Interposition, we assume that overlapping objects are closer to us. Size relationships, as all things recede into the distance, they appear smaller. Distance fog, tiny air particles that make distant objects appear hazy. And atmospheric perspective, particles bend light rays, creating a bluish tint when you see things far in the distance. And texture gradient. Texture becomes denser and loses its detail as it recedes into the horizon. Linear perspective. Parallel lines like railroad tracks appear to converge in a distance toward a vanishing point. And recognizable elements, familiar objects that allow us to judge the scale of nearby unfamiliar objects. And relative height. Below the horizon line, objects higher in the visual field or near to the horizon appear more distant than objects lower in our field of vision. Above the horizon line, objects lower in the field of view appear farther away. Motion depth. Objects appearing larger are moving toward us and vice versa. Motion parallax. The apparent shift or movement in an object against a background. And peripheral vision. Parallel lines that bend at extreme ends toward our field of vision. A real-life application? Use the above monocular cue techniques to create forced perspective and achieve the perception of a three-dimensional perspective within a two-dimensional canvas.